Yeah, so there's a couple of elements. I mean, one is consistency in terms of the brand experience, I guess. And in a way, that's lower hanging fruit because that's just a question of putting in the time and effort to make sure things are consistent. You know, is the terminology you're using for a product on one channel the same as on another channel? Now, often what we find in operators is that there's a very siloed approach, let's say. So, you know, in terms of bills, there's often not clear ownership of the bill as a document, whether it be an e-bill or a paper bill. So things are developed by disparate teams often. And the result of that is that they're not consistent. And, you know, online might be going in one direction, paper is legacy or going in another direction and so on. So I think first of all, there does need to be a certain amount of organizational structure or change to put some ownership on billing communications from a central function that then can extend to those channels. And then, you know, what I would say is that if I want to go online to check a bill, I would expect a much, much richer experience. So, you know, rather than looking at a long line of charges, for example, I would want whiz-bang interactivity where I can say, okay, I want to interrogate this data and I want to see it the way I want to see it. You know, I'm looking for this type of graph. I want to see particularly these call details or this data usage. I want to isolate to that time I know I was on a business trip or whatever it might be. So it's about using the interactive features. And I think all too often, you know, when people talk about e-billing, actually today, the reality is a lot of that is simply a PDF version of the printed bill online, you know, which is just not good enough as far as customers are concerned.